Hey everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, and I'm getting really excited because this week we're going to be getting a new release from Seat Headrest. Yeah, Seat Headrest. And it's a live recording, a double album live recording. You can still, I don't think it's sold out. I think you can still buy it on Bandcamp. And my guess is there'll probably be copies distributed to record stores starting December 8th. And I'm really excited for it. And so I want to talk about the tracks that are going to be released on this special double LP. It is my sweatshirt is when I picked up when they were here in Chicago. They played 2 nights in Chicago. They played 3 nights at Brooklyn Steel in New York. And that's where all the tracks, the recorded tracks for the live release, that's where they were all recorded. There is one song available on Bandcamp right now, and I'll get to that song in just a minute. But then on December 8th, when if things are going according to plan, all the songs on Bandcamp will go live, and the record will be shipped. I've ordered mine. I ordered mine a while ago. Like I say, I don't see it saying on the Bandcamp website that this is sold out. So you may still be able to buy it. But I am expecting that Matador Records are going to also be releasing copies for retail sale in various record stores. Okay, so I'm going to go through the songs one at a time, and mostly my comments are going to be based on my experience with that song from when I saw them here in Chicago. And I've got a couple video clips that I made from those shows, which I've, shown before or published before, on my channel. But we'll get started here. And all the shows that I can tell from going through setlist.com, they all opened with the same song. And they went back to Nervous Young Man with this song, and that is Crows. What a great opener, because it really, really sets the tone for the entire night. It really got the crowd going. And it was just really thrilling to hear that song, especially, coming from a release from, deep in the catalog. And so here's the clip that I took from a portion of that song when I saw them at the Vic Theater here in Chicago back in March of 2022. Give a listen. Sorry, but Matador Records decided to block my video because of this clip. So there's no clip, but there is a link in the Down Under to my Car Seat Headrest playlist. And I did a video a year ago about the show here in Chicago. And you can watch what could have been the clip there. Just amazing. I mean, it just really, really was amazing. Well, then the next song on the recording is also pretty much the next song that was in the set list, and that is Weightlifters, and that comes from the album Madlow, or Making a Door Less Open. I got mine on the pink vinyl. This, not just the song Weightlifters, but the entire album Madlow really kind of grew on me over time. There's still one or two other releases that I like a lot better than Madlow, but nonetheless, Madlow has grown on me, and I have come to really enjoy it and appreciate it a lot more than I initially did. And I think a lot of people, after Teens of Denial and Mad Love came out, I think people were, expressing some disappointment with it. But, the more I listen to it, the more I'm getting something, and I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I'm getting some expression of a little bit of frustration and resentment from Will through this record, primarily directed at the entertainment industry, the record companies in particular. But anyway, with the song Weightlifter, it was a very, very great song to go into next. And I really like the lyrical progression in that song where, he eventually comes to, you say, your body can change your mind. He's talking about how your mind, changing your mind, and, maybe your mind can change your body. But then he works in there at the end of that chorus, your body can change your mind. And that's really kind of what the song is about. Who's in control? We want to be better persons, and this is a common theme in many of Will's songs. The struggle of trying to change, trying to be a better person, but then also, your body can change your mind because, we have what we have, and both in terms of a physical body and a body of content that makes up who we are. And it can be a real major challenge to change directions and try to become a different person because there's so much going on, so it's like kind of like, who's really in control. It was a great next song. Then from Teens of Denial will be, let me pull it up here. Yes, from Teens of Denial is the song Fill in the Blank. And man, what a song. I really, really love this song. It's such a great rocker and just killer all the way through. I love the line, you have no right to be depressed. You haven't tried hard enough to like it. That statement is such a representation of both a person who is dealing with melancholy or depression and the rest of the world around them, basically saying, hey, get over it. It's and Ethan Ives on guitar is absolutely killer. Then we go with another one from Madlow, and that is the song Hymm. Now this opens side 2, and it's really, I want to hear what it's going to sound like, with the Brooklyn Steel recording. Because this song is really unusual. It's a very ethereal, drone-like piece that apparently it originates from a panic attack experience that Will had. And, when he's singing, he's like wailing, like he's losing his grip on everything. And so, I can't quite remember it. I remember it from when I saw them in Chicago, but I'm listening to it on the album. I think maybe some of that kind of came through. I want to hear what it's going to sound like on the record, but and I guess the backstory is that Will was having a panic attack that he actually thought was a heart attack, and I can so relate to that because I was a junior at university. I was at the University of Arizona, and things really were not going all that well for me, both academically and personally. And I remember I was studying for some final exams in the library, and I was just overcome with this sensation of fear, and I couldn't breathe, and it felt like there was an elephant sitting on my chest. And I'm in this library where everything is so quiet, and all these other people being so serious about their studies. And I had to get out. I just got up from the table that I was at and went outside so that I could be, outdoors and get control of myself, get control of my breathing. And it took a while, and now I have so much more appreciation for it and empathy for its content. The next song for the track list on this live recording, also from Madlow, and that's the song Hollywood. This is another rocker, and a song that's exposing the entertainment industry's facade. It's filled with Will's cynicism about the entertainment and music industry. More and more, I'm realizing with Madlow that he's very clever in the way that he trying to please two masters in a way, because the one master is his own creative muse, but the other master is the record company that's demanding something that's going to sell, okay, and trying to accommodate both of these masters, and it's really difficult, just like the biblical saying, you cannot serve two masters, or you will come to love one and loathe the other. Hollywood, I was a little bit dismissive of that song when it was first released, but having listened to it much more, I really, again, appreciate it. And I remember the live recording, or the live version of it that they played in Chicago, was really, really quite good. Now, the next song that's on the track listing for this release is Bodies, which is from Twin Fantasy. And this is the one song that right now is currently available on Bandcamp so that you can listen to it. And, I can't comment on whether that particular song is a good representation of how the album is going to sound, because listening to that MP3 recording on a computer, I've learned enough that when I listen to things, even when I'm listening to songs on YouTube, how it may sound coming out of my laptop speakers is not necessarily a true representation of how it will sound when I get the recording itself. Because, I'm hoping it's not going to sound like it did on Bandcamp. I mean, the Bandcamp recording didn't sound awful or anything like that. It's just, it was weird, some of the separation between the crowd noise, how the crowd noise was suppressed in order to bring out the sound of the players on stage. So, that could be just by virtue of the fact that it was, I'm playing it on a computer. But again, Bodies was such a great song. I have a clip from that as well when they were playing it here in Chicago, so give that a listen. Ditto as to before. They would have blocked my video because of the clip. So, no clip here. But remember, check out my car seat headrest playlist. They had everybody singing in this song. It was really the enthusiasm of the crowd, the euphoria, the feeling, the energy when I saw them in Chicago was just absolutely incredible. I have no idea what it was like in Brooklyn. I'm sure it was really great at Brooklyn Steel, but sometimes I wish that some of the live, I wish they had some good soundboard recordings from the Chicago show because, oh man, the especially the Friday night show was absolutely amazing. I went to both of them. All right, then the next song on the release is Something Soon. This is from My Back Is Killing Me, Baby. Again, this is such a relatable song from, getting, like the line where he's talking about getting his head closed in the car door and then binging on TV, kind of as a diversion from away from getting things done. I can so relate to that because I find myself doing that, and then I'll be thinking about the fact that here I am binging this show, whether it's anime or a movie or something like that, and I start thinking about things that I would like to get done and not like doing them. And then, the whole line about the relationship between his parents, his father, and his head getting closed on the car door, that happened to me. I was probably in my maybe 10 or 11 years old, and we went to church, and we were going to mass, and my dad wasn't driving; he was in the passenger side, or maybe he was driving, but anyway, I was in the back seat sitting behind him, and he got out of the car, and this was a two-door. Big Impala, two-door, so it was a very big door. But he gets out, and so I push the seat forward so that I can get out of the car. But he didn't even look or remember that I was there, and he slams the car door right on my head. Yeah, I remember that, and man, did that. It created a resentment between my father and I that lasted a really, really long time. And then there was another time a few years later where I think we were getting ready to go on a trip, and we were putting stuff in the back trunk, and I was looking inside the trunk. My hands were on the side of the car, but they were like going over the edge where the trunk lid closes. And again, my dad slams the trunk lid to close the trunk, and right on my fingers. The trunk did not latch. It bounced open, and it didn't break my fingers, which was, I guess, pretty lucky. But yeah, just those lines in the song I can really I relate to. So anyway, Something Soon is a good song, and they when they played it in Chicago, it was really, really great as well. Then the next song in the track listing is 1937 State Park. This is from Teens of Denial, and which I showed. This is a really, really strong rocker. The chorus is just crazy, crazy good. Quickly, I might take a look here, at that. I didn't want you to hear that shake in my voice. My pain is my own. When the cops shook me down, I cried walking home. I cried walking home. Man, and when they performed that song, it was so good, so good. What a great song. So I'm really looking forward to that. Then came the song Sober to Death, or Sickening, Sickening in Humans. This is from Twin Fantasy. This song has a couple of my absolute favorite car seat headrest lines. And one of them is the juxtaposition in the song with those lines, good stories are bad lives, and then good lives make bad stories. I just love that pairing of those concepts, because this whole thing is the song is just about how love and wanting to help or even save someone is a painful and at times destructive activity, but it nonetheless makes you feel alive, and then trying to just be the simple good person, well, that's a bad life. That's boring. Nothing happens, right? But, when you're living a bad life, then, that you get good stories out of that, right? And then the other line is, we were both wrecks before we crashed into each other. My favorite lyric, I think, of any song, just about. I mean, if I were to list the 5 best lyrics I think that are out there, this is going to be in that list. I just love that. We were both wrecks before we crashed into each other. Again, just, going in there. So again, and the performance of that song was just absolutely stellar. My favorite song from the shows that I saw in Chicago is the next one on the track listings, and that one is Drunk Drivers, Killer Whales. This is from Teens of Denial. And again, everyone was singing. It just all the way from the beginning of the song, and the story is, using the analogy that we're going through our lives like we're drunk drivers, and if we could just stop the car, turn off the engine, and get out and walk, instead of doing all the things that we do to not only harm ourselves but harm others. Such a wonderful song, and it was in terms of both nights when I went to see them in Chicago, the highlight of the show. Just absolutely incredible performances. So I'm really looking forward to what this is going to sound like on the live one. The next song is "It's My Child, I'll Do What I Like." Now this is a song by Ethan Ives from his side project called Toy Bastard, and I guess it was released on the record Life for Cowards. I'm not that familiar with it, although I remember the song playing in Chicago was really good. And for a long time, I really actually thought that it was a car seat headrest song, but then I realized it was not. So I'm going to be listening to that some more to get some more familiarity with that song. But it was a very good song. And again, I can't quite recollect what it sounded like when I saw them live in Chicago, but it's going to be interesting to hear it, on this live album from the Brooklyn shows. Then comes the classic Beach Life and Death. That epic song from Twin Fantasy. Yeah, this is such an epic album as well. As I get stymied at times in terms of trying to describe everything that is happening, because there are so many layers, not just to this song, but to the entire album. It's just a totally epic song. Again, some of my favorite lines, including, "We said we hated humans, we wanted to be humans." Again, such a relatable sentiment of, I want to be a human. I want to be treated like a human. I want to behave like a human with other humans. But then I look at humanity and I hate humans. It's just, and then the image of, in the line, "The ocean washed over your grave, the ocean washed over your grave, the ocean washed open your grave." And repeated at various times in the album. It's just so well portrays how we can, especially in terms of relationships that are broken apart, we try to cover these emotions. We try to suppress them, but time erodes and reveals them. They come back. our efforts to forget are revived, and or the memories are revived. Just like a water washing over a grave, eventually revealing what's underneath. There's also a little bit, I think, going on in terms of one of the characters in the song, of how they quite literally transitioned from one person to another, and how the dead previous person, the time, the ocean is still, you think it's buried, that thing is left behind, and it's not. It keeps coming up in terms of the character that Will is singing, that he can't forget, even though he knows that the person is someone new now. He can't forget what they were before. And that, I think there's that, a little bit of that going on, and the struggle in terms of dealing with how time keeps revealing, things that were. You just can't simply, you can, but it's not easy to just simply say, all right, this is the past, it's done, it's gone, I need to continue to move forward. But the ocean washes open the grave all the time, so it's hard to leave many things behind like that. Wonderful, wonderful song. It's such a epic narrative to the song. Again, I remember while watching or being at the concert, how everyone was singing along with it. Even the mundane parts where he's talking about get breakfast and whatever. It's just they were great shows. Then the next song on the double live album is from Madlow, and that is Deadlines. I just love the repeated "can't get connected." It's again, he's talking about the literal deadlines in terms of meeting his responsibilities and expectations and contractual obligations. That's what the song about. And I really love the way he talks about this pressure, and also, takes the jab at the record company, kind of like, what he did with the Times to Die, the song Times to Die, which would have been a very cool song to see that. And that is the last song on this new double live release. The two shows that I went to, March 18th and March 19th in Chicago. The March 18th show was actually a longer show with 16 songs. And the March 19th show, they played 14 songs, but there were two requests. One of them was a request made from a fan at the show, and then the other request was one that was made on what was formerly known as Twitter. Now, some of the songs that were played in the Chicago shows that I kind of wish they would have included. I mean, Burning Man from Nervous Young Man. That was a great show, or great performance. They played that at the Friday show. Also from the Friday show, they played There Must Be More Than Blood, which is from Madlow. That is just, I just love that song, in the sweeping part, especially in the section where he's talking about flying back on the red eye. Just love that. Then they also played Maud Gone, and this is from Monomania, and that was the first time he played it. He was saying the first time they played it in like 3 years, so it was very much an unrehearsed decision to make that song. And again, in the whole arena, everyone's singing, and then the organ. I love that organ. It just makes me think about even though that's not necessarily what the song is about, but it makes me think of a roller rink or a skating rink. The organ that you would hear, at something like that. The Twitter request that they received, which was from Friday, or excuse me, the Saturday show on March 19th. Something Soon from My Back Is Killing Me, Baby. A really good song. But the other song that they played, which was the audience request song from that Saturday, was Drugs with Friends. Again, I just love the kind of the circular part. Drugs are better with friends, are better with drugs, are better with friends, are better. That I just love that construction of that song. It's just so cool. They also played Can't Cool Me Down on that Saturday night show from Mad Loud. Now, there is a song that they played at Brooklyn Steel all 3 nights. And I wish to hell they would have played it in Chicago. And I kind of wish they would have included it in this release, although I don't know what they sounded like. Maybe, whatever the decision was. But that was destroyed by Hippie Powers from Teens of Denial. Jeez, I just really, really love that song. So, yeah, those are the songs that are on this live release that is going to be coming out on December 8th, okay? And it's called Faces From the Masquerade is the title of the record. And like I say, I think you can still buy, I already or pre-ordered mine. So when I go to the Bandcamp page, it doesn't say that it is sold out. But that, maybe it is. I don't know. But I already have my copy ordered, so I'm really looking forward to getting it. Interesting as well, I was looking through setlist.com, and earlier this year, in fact, as recent as November, there were a couple of performances listed in setlist.com. I think that's part of the Patreon, perhaps. I got to look more into that. I should probably be a Patreon supporter so that I can hear some of the things that they've been doing, because I can see that the band has been playing together again, playing some interesting covers. So who knows what that will foretell. If you've been to any of the Car Seat Headrest shows during that last tour from the previous year in 2022, hey, share your experiences and your comments in the Down Under. Where did you see them? Also, don't forget to hit the like button. That does really, really help. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I know that I have quite a few subscribers who are interested in my content about Car Seat Headrest, which I don't always do. But there's lots of other content. I have an Instagram that you can follow me at NewsDude76. That's NEWZDUDE76. And then also my Calvin Wazoo Facebook page. So you can follow me there, where I not only post these videos that I create, but I post other content, music related there. So hope you enjoyed that. I'm really looking forward to this release. When it comes out, you can bet that I'll be doing another video about it when I receive it. And hope you guys get a chance to order it. But as I suspect, you'll be able to find it in the record stores after the release date. And always remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.